Good morning, Roll Gang. It is time for a Terpene Tuesday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am your host this morning, just like every weekday morning, Processor Sky, here at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, noon Eastern, to burn up some cannabis with you guys. I am so excited to break down this Terpene Tuesday strain review of Suma Cannabis. We got some Jealousy 58, 25% THC, 9 milligrams caryophyllene, 5 milligrams myrcene, and 4 milligrams limonene. This looks like it is going to be an absolute beaut, and I cannot wait to blaze it up with you guys. Got an awesome strain from Suma Cannabis. Shout out my work at Medizin for the awesome sample so that I can try out the stuff that I am going to sell, later on this week. I think we're getting a new drop of Suma Cannabis. So really excited to break this down and smoke it with you guys. Give it a full strain review based on the RSRS, the Rolling Spoon rating scale, and we are going to give this baby a score out of 100. But before we do that, and while I roll up our uniform 0.4 gram joint, let's give a quick shout out to the sponsors of the show, because they make it happen for the Weekday Wake and Bake and help out you guys. First and foremost, Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis college and Harvard of this amazing plant. It is a fabulous place to go study, Roll Gang. I am not one to love school. I dropped out of normal college so that I could pursue my career in cannabis, and went straight to Oakland, California, to Oaksterdam University so that I could learn about this amazing plant. Use promo code Rolling Spoon, one word, for 10% off your tuition for your home grow course or your cannabis business course. You know that Oaksterdam is the place to go to claim your stake in this budding industry, Roll Gang. So Oaksterdam for all of your cannabis education needs. And then the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping me to roll a dime every time. I'm about to use my rolling spoon to roll the same exact joint that I roll on all Terpene Tuesday episodes, strain reviews, and we got to give it a real fair judgment, so it's got to be a perfectly rolled joint. Wouldn't be able to do that without my handy-dandy Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool. Here on this high-tech Tuesday, gotta have the high-tech cannabis equipment. So we got Suma Jealousy 58 on deck today. We are going to smoke some up, give it a full strain review. Really excited to burn some of this with you guys, Roll Gang. Hope you have some good weed lit so that we can smoke together this morning. This Jealousy 58 smells so Cario, it's going to make me sneeze. It smells like a vape cart. You know that like apple smelling, super spicy, like almost, like spicy apple, tart apple smell. Green apple, if you will. And I think the Cario is probably going to come through on the smoke really, really heavy. 10 milligrams caryophyllene, as I found out on Merriam-Webster. I've been saying caryophyllene. I think a lot of people say caryophyllene, but I looked all the terpenes up on Merriam-Webster, and I guess it's caryophyllene, emphasizing the car, C-A-R. at the beginning. And we got 10 milligrams per gram of that baby in this joint. I'm really excited to see what this tastes like once we spark it up. So how it works is we're going to use the RSRS, the Rolling Spoon Rating Scale, to give this strain a rating out of 100. It's the same exact joint that I roll on every strain review so that we get a uniform judgment and it's not based on a better roll or a worse roll, more weed, less weed. We have to have the same uniform cigarette-style joint. I mean, look at that baby. My cannabis multi-tool rolling spoon helping me to roll a dime every time. You can see it's super straight because the distribution, I used my straight edge to help me. But anyways, let's get on into the judgment. So before we spark this up, I gotta give it a pre-smoke judgment. These nugs are fabulous looking. The nose is incredible. It smells just like the terp profile. And honestly, like there's no dockable points so far. Like, beautiful nug structure. It really looks so frosty, smells exactly like it should. The caryophyllene being so dominant, over double the most dominant terp, it really should give it that spicy, patented sneeze smell. You know, the myrcene and limonene in it gives it a little bit of a fruity kick. I definitely smell sour apple whenever I cracked the bag, and actually the ground cannabis smells even more than the freshly opened. So it's really great whenever you grind it up, pop the trichomes, and that produces a significant smell. That basically means that the trichomes are still intact in the bag, and the more intact you can keep your trichomes until you smoke it, the better it's going to taste. So I really think this is a prospect roll, gang. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 on the pre-smoke judgment. We have to spark it up and rate the smoke's flavor, rate the ash color, and rate the throat hit, because, you know, those are the 3 factors when it comes to smoking a joint. The 3 most important factors: the flavor or aroma, the ash color or how clean it was grown and cured. Ash color is a great notifier for how clean it was grown or not grown. And then rating the throat hit. That's how you can see if the potency is really there. You know, if you're smoking something that's not too potent, you're going to know. There's that satisfying throat nip of smoking some really good weed. So really excited to see where this lies in all 3 of those factors before we get into the post-smoke judgment. Oh shit. I did a bad job sparking it, actually. Gotta re-even it out. Whoa. Instant cardio hit. Guys, I don't even know if I've ever smoked something so obviously caryophyllene. Holy holy shit. It tastes really really fucking good. Unreal potency. The throat hit smacks like a motherfucker. Yeah, this is some good herb. Guys, it tastes just like it fucking smells. I swear. And you guys know that's rare. Whenever you pop a bag and it smells super good, but then you roll it up and light it on fire, and the smoke tastes completely different. This is not one of those strains. Man, it smokes so vapey. Definitely a fruity flavor, like an apple or cucumber, maybe a little bit citrusy, as well as the cooling sensation, the crispness of the caryophyllene spice. Totally green apple flavored. Whoa. Yeah, the green apple tart spice. That is, so 3 descriptive words for the flavor. Tart, sweet, and definitely, I would say my favorite word's tart. It's got that classic caryophyllene spice, and honestly, it's getting me super blazed. I know you guys can tell. It is really fucking potent. So the flavor, in my opinion, this is as good as it gets, you know? There's everybody has a different flavor. This isn't necessarily my favorite flavor profile for a smoke. I love awesomine. I love terpinolene. Normally some cushy strains, something like a Cookies or OG Kush. This one does not taste like that. This one tastes like one of those apple high caryophyllene vape carts. Almost exactly. Super vapey. I mean, I cannot dock any flavor points here. The satisfying aroma in the air just gives me such an extra kick to my smoke. Super effective in getting you stoned, too. That entourage effect really does make a difference. 5 out of 5 on the flavor, no doubt. Next up, we got the ash color. You know, this could have... I think it was better grown than cured. It was dried a little bit too long, in my opinion. And the ash color is a little bit low. Number 5, a 5 out of 5 in ash color, it means it looks like whipped cream. This one definitely doesn't. Cumulus cloud, cumulus nimbus, nah. Light gray or dark. 3 or 2. You know, Roll Gang, I don't even know if I can give it a light gray. This is going to be the only area in which I dock it. I'm pretty sure this could have been solved with a little bit less drying time. Package the strain with a little bit more moisture, and I'll bet you this baby burns a lot whiter. Clearly a very cleanly grown strain, but the ash color does not notify us of a perfect cure, you know, of a perfectly clean grow or a perfect cure. You know, curing the cannabis is a major portion of producing it, Roll Gang. You put in all this effort to grow it, and then curing it means once you harvest it, once you cut it, what do you do with it before sale? You know, you have to trim it, you have to dry it, you have to package it. All this stuff has to do with the cure, and then the cure really fucking affects the way that a strain smokes. So the cure making this one burn a little bit dark for my liking. A dark cure signifies a 2 out of 5 on the dark ash color scale, and so we're going to move forward with that. We got a 5 on flavor, a 5 on pre-smoke. We got a 2 out of 5 on the ash color. But yeah, the next up though, I think another perfect shot. You know, the throat hit is so pure, so clean. Potency through the roof. You know, I'm a cougher. So if I'm not coughing, it's honestly probably not potent enough. It's not giving me the throat rip I need. Good cannabis makes me clean my lungs and my esophagus. Those coughs send all the dirt up. And I really think it's a big part of maintaining our breath. But I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 on the throat hit. That smooth, satisfying snap in the back of your throat that you're looking for whenever you rip some good pot. This definitely gives me that 5 out of 5 throat rip. So we got a 5 on the pre-smoke, a 5 on the flavor, a 2 on the ash color, and a 5 on the throat rip. Honestly, this strain is very, very satisfying, Roll Gang. So that is it for the during smoke judgment. While I finish the roach, just going to give a quick shout outs to the sponsors of the show because they make it happen for the Wake and Bake and for the Roll Gangsters. We got WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college, Harvard of this budding industry. Come to Oakland, California, WWnB University, 15 years running, teaching people how to grow and sell cannabis professionally. Claim your stake in this budding industry. Head to WWnB University. Use promo code ROLLINGSPOON to get 10% off your cannabis industry education. And the Rolling Spoon, not just helping you get 10% off your cannabis education, but helping me to roll a dime every time. I wouldn't be able to properly judge these strains if I wasn't rolling the same exact joint for all of these submissions, and I wouldn't be able to roll the same exact joint for the submissions without my handy dandy rolling spoon, helping me to roll a dime every time. So next up, to close out this judgment, this joint's pretty much done. It looks like we've been burning it for almost 10 minutes. I did have to re-spark it, but pretty solid burn time. And that is a factor in the last judgment section, the definitive judgments. So this is basically all of the factors that we cannot control. Did the terpenes come through in the smoke? Did the THC percentage match with the effects that I perceive? And did the joint burn for a long enough time? Because good weed burns longer than bad weed. So these judgments that we have no say in, they're completely non-opinionated, but I have to give my opinion to how they score out. You know what I mean? So I have to turn facts into an opinion in the definitive judgments section. So the length of the burn time, almost 10 minutes. I had to respark. It was probably going to be around 8, which 10 minutes is absolutely prime. 8 minutes is very satisfying for a 0.4 gram, half a inch and a quarter style paper joint. You know, when I roll the 0.4s, they normally burn anywhere from 4 minutes to 12 minutes. You know, maximum of 12, minimum of 4. 8 is pretty average for some top shelf weed. So I really can't give it any hit there. 8-minute smoke off of 0.4 of a gram is pretty solid. Tested THC percentage, 24%. Definitely hit that potent, if not more. You know, this sample might have been a little bit more potent than the sample that was tested for THC. THC percentage testing is so wrong. You know, it is very much just an ideal range, but you could get anywhere within 10% higher or lower sometimes. You know, every nug has a different THC percentage. So, 24% THC. This honestly probably, if I had to guess, smoked like a 26, 27. But definitely very high satisfying THC in this strain, in the Jealousy 58 by Suma. And then the number of terpenes over 3 milligrams per gram is how we normally do it. We don't count anything under 3 milligrams per gram, but we have cariophylline testing in at 9.25, myrcene at 5.76, and limonene at 4.43. You know, 3 classic terps testing pretty high. And I will tell you, Roll Gang, one of the strains in which the terpenes came through in the smoke most accurately. I was able to sincerely taste the cariophylline most dominantly. A tart spice that just isn't present when cariophylline isn't there. The myrcene was clearly present, giving it a fruity taste, and the limonene to cool it off, giving it a hint of lime. A hint of, cool lime, I would call it. Not real, zesty, more cooling and creamy. But, Roll Gang, so the idea is to turn those 3 definitive judgments into a score out of 20. And honestly, I have nothing to dock it in the definitive judgments. It burned how long I wanted it to burn. The terpenes truly came through. And it was the perfect potency. It didn't say it was testing 31. You know, it said it was testing 24 and overachieved. You know, I am going to give it a 20 out of 20 on the definitive judgment section, leaving the only hit to be maybe it was a touch dry, you know. And honestly, it might have even burned longer if they had done the cure a little bit better. But Summa Cannabis growing the absolute fuck out of this bomb genetics. It is Jealousy 58 by Summa on the strain review, Terpene Tuesday here on the Weekday Wake and Bake with a final score. So 20 points on the definitive judgments, 20 points on the throat rip. We got 5 points on the ash color, 20 points on the flavor, and 20 points on the pre-smoke judgment. That makes 20, 40, 60, 85. And 85 out of 100, Roll Gang. That means this lies in the elite category based on the RSRS. This is not high school where 92 is an A. The scale is different. If you're between 90 and 100, it's world class. It barely, rarely ever happens. 90 and 80 is elite as fuck. You know, 80 is an elite score. 85, you know, is one of the highest in the history of the RSRS. And I was extremely satisfied by this strain. Normally can find places to dock like flavor, or if the throat rip just isn't there, or maybe if the THC percentage isn't accurate, or the terpenes just not in the smoke. I was not able to dock any of those. It really tasted so good. Great satisfying smoke. Perfect wake and bake strain. Summa Cannabis. Available at Medicine Dispensary. Come and see me tonight, 4 p.m. to midnight Pacific time over at Planet 13's Locals Dispensary off the 215 in Decatur. Come and see me tonight at 4 to midnight. Shout out Oaksterdam University, the Harvard of cannabis, and the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool for making this all possible. But the real GOATs, the real MVPs every weekday morning is the Roll Gangsters. Tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Can't express my love and appreciation to you guys enough. It's just so much fun hopping on here and having a sesh with you guys. I did highly pub up a show for today that actually is set to happen tomorrow. You know, I am losing my track of time here with my new work schedule, but we're getting the flow down, I promise. The new 9 a.m. time slot, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, it kind of has that roll, you know? A little bit more energy for the wake and bake. and a little bit more authentic, Roll Gang. I'm waking up at 8:30, hopping on here ASAP, and absolutely love seshing with you guys. And I will see you tomorrow morning with the GOAT, the queen of Las Vegas cannabis, the most powerful individual in the Las Vegas cannabis industry, Tina Ullman, the president of the Chamber of Cannabis. So excited to chop it up and smoke some herb with Funk Master Tea. Always a humbling experience to sesh up with the queen and the Roll Gangsters. What an efficient and fun time. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. See you then, Roll Gang. Mwah!